collective reading. What about you makes you unique? Let's tap in. So we got the death card, clarified but better alone than in bad company. And collective, I feel like this is you. You're the standout. You're the black sheep. You're the scapegoat. You're the apply it as it resonates. But there's this energy of you being the one who comes with a different energy into situations and environments and group settings. And it hasn't all been peaches and cream and roses, and you've awakened on this journey to the reality of your uniqueness, of what it is that you bring to the table, and the impact that that has on others, the envy and the jealousy that that may awaken in those around you at times, and how the company that you may have kept was not always the best. However, it pushed you to this major change within yourself, this transformation about yourself that I feel like was to unlock more freedom, where it's like whatever room you walk into, you walk in with confidence in this inner knowing of what you bring and how that changes things and that activates people. And it's not something to take lightly. And so there's this energy of you also being particular about who the company is that you keep and learning that lesson, that sometimes less is more, and sometimes your own energy is just meant for you until you're in the right space with others who get it. All right, we got the world, and there's no planet B. And this collective, I feel like, is the limitless potential that you have. You have so many skill sets and gifts within you that can go far. And I feel like for some of you, you're meant to be known worldwide. You're meant to leave behind a legacy here on earth that makes a major difference. And with the shift in your life, I feel like that's something that you have awakened to and realize, there is no other path but the one that you're on, that you wouldn't have it any other way, in a sense. And even though you may have had to swim through situations that were filled with chaos or weren't the best environments, you learned how to swim better. You still kept going. So there's this level of tenacity that you possess. I'm also getting this energy of adventure and travel. You could be somebody that is meant to explore the world, to go to places that you haven't seen before. And with the Two of Swords here, which came out in the challenge position, there's this energy of you no longer avoiding the truth and holding yourself back. Letting go of any guilt, fear-based energy, or regrets that may have kept you stagnant before. You could have been somebody that struggled to make certain choices in your life, or let others determine things for you. This is giving me people pleaser energy. Breaking free of doing what other people want you to do, or making decisions based on how others are going to be affected, and really being true to yourself, being true to where you're being guided, and making that the center of your universe, of your clarity. At the bottom of the deck, we got the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. So you're somebody, I feel like, that has a lot of courage. Once again, we got a card down here about challenges and your perseverance. But you've broken through to a new chapter, your abundance, your ability to manifest. And with Imagine, relieve the pressure, go get some fresh air, abuse of power. Ultimately transmuted this energy, and are a alchemist, where now you know what skill set it is that you have, that you bring to the table, so you're more willing to take risks and step out of your comfort zone, to where before you may have stayed in a space of limbo and held yourself back to keep other people happy. You now move according to your own rhythm and your own beat.